Hey everyone, welcome to our Tuesday night Grow Family Call. I am so excited to have a sweet friend with me tonight who is going to impart loads of wisdom and inspiration onto you guys. Thank you so much for clearing your schedules or making things work for us. Kari is in the Eastern time zone, not in the Mountain/Central time zone like we all are. We usually typically try to have our calls a little bit later just to kind of, work around bedtimes. But I was like, hey, if she's coming, like I will move it and then we will record and it will all be good. So I want to give her all of our space for tonight. And you guys, if you have questions for her, write them down. Like some of you guys might not know who she is. She is part of our larger biz team. So Kari, who is your because your upline is Casey, and Casey was here 2 weeks ago. But where do you guys fit? Are you guys under Wendy or you're under Wendy, right?
Wendy, yeah. So I have like Ruthie Horner is a diamond, and then Rachel Anderson, and then Wendy Larson. Okay. Those are the diamonds ahead of me. Yeah.
So she comes from a brilliant string of wonderful women, and they're all so purpose-driven, and like I just absolutely adore your lineage. So I asked her to say a couple things about herself that, I can say, and then I'll like gush a little bit too. She's a crunchy minimalist, which I love. She's married to a chaplain husband and has been for 15 years, and they have 4 kids. She and her husband are doing the back and forth thing like I just finished doing, only they're like nearing the end. So he comes home, he's 3 hours away. He comes home on weekends, so they get to see them. They just started homeschooling their kids. She was born and raised in Ohio, and they're moving to Pennsylvania. And I love this. She's passionate about growth, personal, spiritual, and business. And I remember when you did this, she double ranked to Emerald in May of 2019. So she hit both Senior Ruby and Emerald in the same month. So that means that she went from like somewhere from 500 to 750. Like she was in that general vicinity, and she did Senior Ruby and Emerald in the same month. So absolutely amazing. I remember when you did it. Like, this girl's on fire. She knows how to work. She knows how to generate leads. She is always winning all the things and doing all the great stuff. So Kari, I'm giving you the floor. This is my wonderful Grow team, and they can't wait to hear from you. So you guys, write down your questions. She says she talks fast, but you're used to me, so you're good.
Okay, this is a total honor to talk to you guys tonight. Thank you so much for having me, Janelle. Janelle did our team call a few weeks ago and totally rocked it. Everybody's a Janelle fan now. And we loved what you spoke into us. And so I hope that what was on my heart today is something that maybe you need to hear as well. So thank you again for moving your time slot and having me. And all right, let's dig into this. So I hope you have something to write with or the notes in your phone, because this is kind of like a list thing going on that we're going to do. Okay. So we're going to have a list of things to put off and a list of things to put on. And to make it nice and round, we have 10 of each. Okay. So the put off list, these are the dream killers. Okay. And the put on, these are the dream makers. Okay. A lot of these are going to be super practical stuff, super practical to working your business type of things. And others are going to be mindset. So here's what I know. I know right now that the world is weird. We don't even need to talk about it. We all know. We're all feeling it. I think Canadians are feeling it. Americans are feeling it. And we're all over it. Everybody's over it. But what comes with a weird world is a lot of weird thoughts and feelings. And we're just going to, something flying around here. We're just going to rein those back in and talk about our business. So if you had a weird day, if you're feeling weird about your business, if you're feeling less than, okay, let's dive in and find out what we can do about these things. Okay. So number 1 on the put off list, put off avoiding your reports. Okay. So a lot of people, in my experience, don't look at their reports for a lot of reasons. Maybe you're not Excel savvy. Maybe you don't know what they mean. Maybe your team is just pretty new and you don't really have a bunch of people that you feel like you need to be in your reports for. You do. You need to be in your reports, because if you're avoiding your reports, then you're just guessing at your goals. You're guessing at what's possible. And when you guess at your monthly goals or whatever, however long those goals are out, then that leads to disappointment and discouragement. Okay. So you have to be in your reports. If Excel is not your thing, you know who can teach you is Janelle's business coach. They would do like a special Zoom and teach you. I mean, I'm totally putting words in your mouth, but I mean, mine has done it. So I'm assuming your coach will do it too. But they'll teach you how to use Excel. And it's not like you have to master the whole program. There are just certain buttons that you need to be able to click on to see what's going on in your business. And something that I always encourage my team to do is print your detailed genealogy. Print it. Grab about 6 highlighters and start marking that bad boy up. Thank you. Start marking that bad boy up. Okay, who is already qualified? They are pink. Who has a qualifying subscription? They are orange. Who has a subscription but it's less than 100 PV? They are green or whatever, but just start looking at it. And then when you start looking at it, you're going to start noticing some cracks, I bet, in your business. And you're going to start noticing things that you're doing really well. Like, oh, wow, I actually have a lot of level 3s. That means that I have some duplication going on. Or, oh, I didn't know so-and-so's team, none of them have their subscriptions on. So being in your reports is truly an eye-opener. So put off avoiding them, okay? Don't wash it over yourself that I'm not a numbers girl. I'm not a numbers girl. You can learn it. It's a skill that you are capable of learning, okay? So opposite of that, put on informed goal setting, okay? This gives confidence when you are in your reports and you know that you are 500 points away from your next goal, your next big goal. Okay, you're probably not going to do that, want to start going for that in 30 days. That might be like a 60-day out, 90-day out, whatever the speed of your team is. But do you see what I'm saying? Like you want informed goal setting. You don't just want to say, okay, my next rank is Ruby. And so I'm going to go for Ruby this month. That's going to be so awesome. I'm going to go for Ruby this month. When you don't have a plan, that doesn't work. That doesn't work well. And that leads to your discouragement, okay? So informed goal setting is where it's at. Also, I don't know if this team maps. Mapping is huge. You guys are mappers? Awesome. Awesome. Okay, that goes hand in hand with informed goal setting. You want to learn it and you want to duplicate it. You want your people doing that as well, okay? Even when they have little teams, little brand new teams. This is a good habit to get in. We do it in the first week of each month. You guys are probably the same. Informed goal setting. Okay, number 2, put off procrastination, okay? So specifically the things that are in your drudgery zone. And by that, I mean the things that you don't really love doing. Like, oh boy, I gotta do fill in the blank. Check my perks report. Oh boy, I gotta touch base with that person that drives me bonkers. I gotta touch base with her today. Okay, so you either need to, you have 2 options. Hire out those drudgery zone things, or you need to do them. One or the other, okay? Because falling through the cracks isn't an option. So discipline is a huge thing in this business. We know this, right? We know this, but we don't have very much accountability because it's my business. It's your business. And so you are responsible to grow in the discipline of doing the things that you maybe don't love to do. So put off the procrastination of those business keeping things. Now, speaking of business keeping, we do a Friday morning business keeping Zoom where the people that are able to, we get on and we go over the week's credit card declines and perks reports and annual renewals and that kind of thing. And we just tidy it all up. It's like housekeeping, but we call it business keeping. We tidy it all up for the weekend and we're good to go until the next week. So, okay. So procrastination, if you're really good at it, it will really kill your business. Okay. And how do I know? I only know because I have done it. Okay. So opposite of that, you're going to put on habit tracking. Okay. Habit tracking. This is something that I have recently gotten into, and it is so, I want to say fun. It is fun, but it really is, again, very eye-opening. Okay. So be informed of how you're spending your time. And okay, if you guys don't know what habit tracking is, get on, you guys have Pinterest, right? Pinterest. Okay. Get on Pinterest and put in habit tracker. You're going to see these spirals, and it's just a really easy way to track what you're doing each day. Okay. So maybe if you need help, staying consistent with your products. Okay. Whatever. Pink drink goes on one line, and then there's a little like square for 30 days of the month, and you fill in how many times you drank your pink drink. Well, it works the same thing for business. You can write anything on there. Okay, checked my perks reports. Did I do it every day? Did I follow up with my people? Did I do this every day? It's a habit tracker. And I bet you're gonna see what you're not doing and what you're really good at. Both. And you know what? It's never like a shame thing. It's never like a, oh my gosh, I did not follow up like at all. Like, forget the shame, that only stalls you. No shame. We just open up our eyes and course correct when there's something that needs to be corrected. Okay. There's no shame in it. Okay. Because at least you're looking, at least you're trying, like at least you're moving forward. So forget all the shame. But you're going to be able to see what you're procrastinating in and what you need to step up in. No big deal. Great. Then do the thing. Okay. So huge proponent of habit tracking. Again, it's all about having eyes wide open to your business. Okay. Number 3, put off talking to everyone. And again, I come to say that I am speaking from experience. So Janelle told you I have 4 kids, and probably most of you on here are moms. You know how busy life gets for everybody. The minutes just seem to zoom by, the hours seem to zoom by. And so in order to work smarter and not harder, I would always talk in my team chats. I had a team chat, and I would always talk in there. If I had an announcement, I would talk in there. If I had a question, I would talk in there. And you know what happens? It doesn't seem bad, right? Like, that doesn't seem bad. We all need chats. We grow in culture in chats. But what happened was I defaulted to team chats or team page, and I was talking to everyone. Everyone saw me every day, but really I was talking to no one, because nobody really got to have a full conversation with me. I didn't really get to have a full conversation with them. So I needed to stop talking to everyone like that. It was maybe working quicker, but it was not working efficiently. And we want to be efficient workers, okay? So I had to put that off. And then the put on of that is individual conversations. So this is not quicker for sure, but it is more effective. And my business has grown since I've done this. I promise it works. So if I have a question and I need to ask 5 of my leaders the exact same question, I go to them individually now, because then it's relationship building for me and that person. Then I actually get to hear their answer, and I get to respond to them. And it's a relationship building, which is what we want, because that grows us together. So same thing goes with, a poll or something like that. I'm still in my team chat for different things, but if there's something I can connect with and really do need to connect with on an individual level, I've knocked off the thought of, I'm just going to ask in the chat because it's quicker. It'll just be quicker. No, I need to relationship build, because we're in the relationship business. And for a long time, I forgot that. I tried to work too quickly. So put on the individual conversations and go back to the basics of being a relationship business builder. Okay, number 4, put off all business, no fun. Boo! Nobody wants an all business leader. Nobody. Well, maybe somebody, but not most people. Oh, Janelle, no, you're fine. Yeah. Okay. We can be driven. We should be driven. A lot of us are just born with a drive, right? But that doesn't mean that we don't have to be fun. We have to be both. So if you're a lot of fun and not a lot of drive, like basically like me in high school and college, then we need to like work, we need to balance that out. If you are super driven and not fun, we need to balance that out a little bit, okay? I'm not saying like be somebody you're not saying that, but you can up it a little bit, right? Like we have to have some fun because again, I say we're in the relationship business. And when you're with the people that you love the most, don't you find yourself laughing? Don't you find yourself like loose? Like that's the kind of team culture that I know I want. I want to be genuine friends with my people. And that can only happen when we're having a little bit of fun now and then. So put off all business, no fun. And now we're going to put on team parties. Okay, team parties. This is something that I didn't do for a while because I felt like people aren't coming. It was kind of awkward in the beginning. For whatever reason, we stopped doing them. Life is busy, sports happen, blah, 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 blah. But I have seen a difference in my business since doing team parties. And yes, I know COVID does something weird to these times, but here and the people in my circle, we get together. And we try to do it monthly, either at somebody's house. Last weekend, we went to a winery that was open. We didn't have to wear masks or anything. But then you get to, again, like show your fun side, loosen up a little bit, talk about anything other than Plexus. Like Plexus for sure comes up, right? The business for sure comes up because that's the thing that kind of holds us together. But you get to do it in a different atmosphere than on the computer, than on your phone. And being face to face with somebody is just, it's everything. You know what I mean? Like it really is to see each other's mannerisms and what makes each other laugh and who do you really like, you know, vibe with face to face that you don't necessarily in person, you know? So team parties, do them. I promise, do them if you're not, okay? Number 5, put off being stingy. Don't be stingy. So what I mean by this is not investing in your business. Okay. Like not giving out prizes, not giving out incentives, not giving out rebates, and really washing over yourself potentially. I don't have it to give. I can't give it. And, I like to give rebates on our team as like a quick incentive to like push people off the fence. And, there was one girl, she's not even in Plexus anymore, but she would always, I would say, don't give more than you're getting. Okay. So if we're getting $20 for a welcome pack, don't give any more than that, right? Like don't go in the red for an incentive, but I would say give $15 as a rebate. And she would always say, I don't have it to give. But I'm like, but you're going to make $5 and plus now points, right? So it wasn't the math was there, but she was washing over herself. I can't, I need to take, I can't give. And you know what? There's a lot of different reasons why people feel that way in life. And I'm not judging that, but I'm just saying investing in your business is smart business. Okay. So don't be stingy. Give. It will come back to you, which leads me to the put on of this is invest in your team. Okay. Your investment will multiply. What if you invest $15 to push that person off the fence and then they're your next business builder? What if they go silver? What if they'll do a Plexus team party and now you're in front of all of their people? You've just built your network. It's worth investing in. But like I said, be smart. Don't give more than you're getting because that's not good business. Don't just throw out a bunch of incentives and not know what they're for or a bunch of prizes and, you know, then you're out. Like think about what you're giving. But truly, I don't know a business that you don't have to invest in. And, you know, we like to say, oh, it's $10 to buy into your business and your products. And it is. But if you're a serious business builder, if you want to take this thing places a little quicker, then I totally suggest investing in your business. It shows. Okay, number 6, put off limited mindset. Basically, this is the mindset of never enough. There's never enough time. There's never enough money. This business isn't for me. It's for her, but it's not for me. I can't. That limited mindset, scarcity, Yes, that just, it's that lid on your thinking, and it's the lid on your business. And I would say, in my experience, a limited scarcity mindset is the biggest dream killer. It's a huge dream killer, because people wash things over themselves. And I just want to remind you that feelings and thoughts are not facts. So how you feel and what you're thinking isn't necessarily a fact. And so be a fact checker on yourself. What you're feeling right now, there's not enough money to give. I'll use myself for example. I started homeschooling today. My husband is out of town. I need to do this. I need to show up for my friend. Okay, it was a busy day. I can still show up to work. I can. It's if I want to or not, because we always do the things that we actually want to do, right? Usually, for most of us. So put off the limited mindset, put on an abundance mindset. You can. You can. Say affirmations, put them in front of you. For me, it's just like God's word. I have it on my walls. I have it on my mirror. I have it in front of me. If it's something that I want to learn and grow in, I need to have it out in front of me. And it's the same thing for our mindset. Have those affirmations out in front of you. If you haven't started saying things out loud, start saying them out loud. Start saying them in your mind. Like, just start somewhere of giving yourself a mindset check. Be super aware of what you're saying to yourself, and be honest with yourself. Is this the truth, or is it just how I'm feeling in this moment? Because there's definitely a difference. Pray and work and learn. That is the secret sauce to this business. I swear it is. Pray, work, and learn. That's everything. That is everything. That is the secret sauce. Okay. So work on checking your mindset. All right. Number 7, put off disappearing. And I think this is probably like universal, that we've all done this at one time or another. So there's no judgment on it. Life is busy for all of us, right? That we all have things that are taking up our time. Or I know for me, so Janelle hit on the fact that I double ranked to Emerald last year. So in February, I had already hit Ruby points, but my points had dropped to Senior Gold points. So I was like 400 and something points in February, and in May went Emerald. So I had a mindset adjustment. That's what something like that takes. But let me tell you, I was not prepared for an extra 450 new ambassadors. I didn't know how to take care of them, and I didn't know how to train people quickly. And so I lost tons of points, hundreds and hundreds of points. And so from August to December last year, I was in my head. I was in my own head. I watched a lot of things over myself, a lot of doubt, a lot of self-doubt, a lot of feeling bad for myself that my leaders quit, a lot of just negativity that didn't help me. And you know what it helped me do? It helped me disappear. And I didn't go away. I was still in things, but mentally I was kind of checked out because I just wasn't in the right mindset. So all that to say, life is busy. We get in our heads, we disappear for whatever reason, but we got to stop. If we're serious business builders, we have to stop disappearing, because every time we do, we're killing our business. I can't tell you the amount of level 1s that I have that are in the business and then they're not. And then they're in the business and then they're not. And they don't mean to keep killing their business. Life gets busy. A lot of them are teachers, actually. And with the school year, legit things show up, legit things happen. But every single time they do that, they're dragging down their momentum. Their people see that they're gone and they're killing their business. And it makes it for a long, drawn out thing. You're not going through the ranks very quickly if you're going to disappear. Okay. You're just not. So be honest with yourself about, I've been doing that, and then just stop doing that. Okay. Commit to yourself and commit to the people on your team, because a lot of times those are the people that suffer. The people below you and above you suffer when you disappear. So commit to them that you're going to stop doing that. And then put on leading out front. They have to see you every day. Okay. And they really don't need any life excuses of why they're not seeing you. So if you have a super busy day, again, I'll just use my day as an example. I'm not going to hop in my team chat and say, oh my gosh, you guys, I started homeschooling today. I didn't have a babysitter for Eden. And then I had to take the boys to football practice and then to my parents' house. And I'm so sorry. I'm just getting in here. Nobody cares. They don't care my excuses. They just want to care. They just want me to show up to my business and show up for them. Okay. So I'm going to take 30 seconds in my day and say, hey guys, remember, blah, 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 blah. Just something. I'm just going to show up. Even if I have a busy day, they don't need those details. They need to see me showing up for them and leading out front. Okay. I'm huge on this because it's a part of developing people, is having them go out front, do the team meetings, share their testimonial on a live, then be the ones to share the announcements with their team. Whatever it is, they need to be out front leading their team, even if they're brand new and not doing it how you would do it. Even if they're not as professional as you are, or as poised as you are, or have the products down as well as you do, have them start doing it, because we all start somewhere. And they need to develop those skills. They need to be out front in front of their team, because if they're not, you're going to be babysitting their team forever. And that's not fun. You don't want to do that, promise. So lead out front and develop your people to lead out front. Number 8, put off not taking time to think. Okay. So visionaries need to think. We need to have quiet time. We need to pray for wisdom. We need to assess our team. What's working? What's not? And I love that we can work this business from the nooks and crannies of our day. We like to say that, don't we? Nooks and crannies, nooks and crannies. And it's true. We can do that to an extent, but not if you're a serious business builder. You need time to think. You have to assess your team. What is your team like? Are they people that like something new every month? Do they like a theme for their chat? Do they like IPA challenges? Do they like prizes? Do they show up to parties? Do prizes not do anything for them? Like, know your team, and also know where you're going with your team. Like, in order to be a visionary, you have to have time to think. And that doesn't happen in the nooks and crannies of your day. That might happen super early in the morning. That might happen late at night when the kids are in bed. I don't know. That's for you to decide. But there needs to be a time when you don't have your phone and it's just you and paper and pencil, and you're just thinking about your team and praying and assessing. And the opposite of that is to be a visionary. Put on being a visionary. And some people are super skilled at this. Some people, it's just one of their giftings, is to be a visionary, and they can see the future and where they're going and the path is already laid out. And others not so much, but it's a skill that you can learn, that we should all learn as team leaders. Okay. So being a visionary allows you to plan and strategize. And it also, part of being a visionary, I've learned this from Wendy Larson, is pitching. So if you know what you want to do next with your team, like our team right now is really embracing online Plexus parties. And we have a template for it, and it's going really well. Everybody's doing them. But I needed to pitch that idea effectively. So I had to take notes of what I wanted to say. I needed to tell my team what's in it for them and how it's going to look to pitch it for their team and what benefits it could come from it. You have to be a good pitcher to be a good visionary, okay? Or to have your vision played out. Let's put it that way, okay? So Michael Hyatt, I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but he has, in one of his books that I read, he had a statement that has stuck with me. When you're talking to your team about your vision, and you've talked about it, and you've talked about it, and you've talked about it, and you've talked about it so much that you're exhausted from talking about it, you're only halfway there. So we have to repeat ourselves constantly. So every day I'm talking Hey, Tara, did you get so-and-so to do a Plexus team party? Hey, Tracy, did you ask so-and-so to do a Plexus team party? How many you got in your schedule this week? Plexus team parties, Plexus team parties, Plexus team parties. I've said it so much, I can hardly say it anymore. But that means that I'm only halfway there because you know what? Not everybody's in my mind and thinking about the Plexus team parties like I'm thinking about it, right? Not everybody is quite as serious about their business as maybe I am, but they can still be developed. It's just part of developing them, right? So if they're working a full-time job, Plexus team parties probably isn't on their mind right now, but it's on mine. And so I'm just going to keep on talking about it. So I love that quote from him. It's really come in handy many times. Okay, number 9, put off wishing. So have you ever said to yourself, and I know you have, I just need, if only I could have, I just need this dream teamer. I only need to build my Instagram. Really got to learn Instagram. I just need more time. I just need to learn more technology and social media. I need to be, I'm not as pretty. I'm not as pretty as so-and-so. And their pictures are so gorgeous. And that's just not me. I don't wear makeup. I don't do my hair, right? Like we're always wishing, hopefully not always. Sometimes we fall into wishing that we had something that we don't have. And I think this is pretty universal, right? Especially for somebody that wants to better ourselves in a lot of different areas. A lot of times those goals and drives can end up just being wishes. And we've got to knock that off because it does nothing. And it's actually the opposite of what we need to put on, which is working, right? We need to be workers, put on working and not just thinking about working, Like a lot of times you're like, oh man, I have been working all day, but you haven't been. You really have just thought about working all day, right? Like you've had your phone all day, but really very little work has been done. Like that's just, we fall into it, right? So show up, learn new things, right? Like if you need to learn social media, do it. Go ahead. But you also need to pour into who is already on your team, okay? So while you're working on that dream teamer, while you're really hoping that she will join you, while you're working on building your Instagram authentically, pour into who already is in front of you. Because you don't know who's in their network that might want this business. Like pour into them individually and see what happens. Really work your business instead of wishing for it. Huge difference maker, huge, huge. Number 10, put off comparing. And this is not a new subject, but I feel like it's one that we can be reminded of very often. So when you compare, oftentimes you're focusing on your weaknesses, their strengths, your weaknesses. And it really does contribute to the wishing. Oh, I wish I was Marianne Anderson. I wish my house was as pretty as hers. I wish I could decorate like her. I wish I could just be as natural on my stories as she is. And you start that comparison game and you really feel about this big when you're done with it. Also, comparing leads to too many ideas. Did you see Emily Gibson's team? They're doing this new thing. I got to do that. I got to join Momentum Makers. I got to whatever. Did you see whoever's like Sonia Dudley's thing? Oh, that's so good. I'm going to do that. Can we implement that? Got to do that. And there's a lot of great things. There's a lot of genius people in Plexus, but we can't implement them all. So we have to just slow the roll and not get too many ideas that we try to implement to our team, because then people don't know what to follow. And that leads me to unfollowing people. So I've unfollowed many Plexus jewels that I used to follow, who are genius, who I like, who inspire me. But it was just too much. Too many ideas, too much comparing, too many different directions. I couldn't see clearly because I was focused on what they were doing. And it was inspiring, but it also really slowed me down because I couldn't see my path. I couldn't see the vision I had for my team because I was busy looking at their team and how fast they were growing and wondering what they were doing. And it just doesn't work that way. So pick a couple people in Plexus, a couple diamonds, and follow them. Follow them and unfollow everybody else. Maybe just for a time. See what happens. See if you get clearer vision over time of what needs to happen on your team and how you can be the best leader that you can be. So the put on of that is to embrace your strengths. Okay. Focus on your strengths. What do you do well? And a lot of times people have a hard time seeing, what do I do well? I know what I don't do well. What do I do well? And if you don't know, ask your sponsor, ask your closest jewel, ask Janelle, what are my strengths? What do I do really well? And continue to grow in those. If your strength is social media, keep going with it, girlfriend. Go, go, go. Learn more, more, more. That's your strength. That's your sweet spot. And if there's something that you need to delegate, that's maybe not your strength and it's not really an important strength, delegate it, whatever that might be. It's okay to pass on the torch. Okay. Not the things that you need to do. Okay. There are certain things that you need to do, like showing up. You can't pass that off. You can't pass that off. But what you do is you be somebody who looks at other people's strengths and you build them up. Who on your team is good at something? Have you told them lately? Have you given them an opportunity to practice growing even more in their strength? Like so many times we focus on the weaknesses and I gotta build that up. I gotta build that up. Maybe you do, and you can do that over some time, but quicker you can grow in your strengths and the things that come natural to you, because those are the things that are going to send you flying through the ranks. Okay. Is if you keep on flexing that muscle, whatever it is that is your strength. Okay. What we focus on grows, right? Whether it's our weaknesses or our strengths, we'll either fall to our weaknesses if we're focusing on it, or we'll rise up to our strengths. It's really your choice. This is all on your shoulders, what you do with this business. Okay. If you continue to put on the things that you shouldn't and put off the things that you should, that's on you. You own it. This is your business. Okay. So as you're doing things, as you're tracking your habits, like we talked about earlier, ask yourself, does this support the life I'm trying to create? If I sit here in the mornings, made another coffee because I got to be up late tonight. If I sit here in the mornings and enjoy my cup of coffee for 2 hours instead of 45 minutes, does that help me create the life that I want? It doesn't. And that was a very real scenario for me because sometimes I just like a really slow morning, but it doesn't help me, right? Because then things get put off and I start procrastinating and it's not good. So just be really honest with yourself. And if there's anything that's going on or has gone on or will go on that you're not a fan of, like blame game, you don't want to blame people. You don't want to blame your upline, your downline, your sidelines. You are responsible for you, okay? And your habits and how you do this business. So if you implement these things, then you will be an effective CEO of your business. You will be. And if you have a lot of things to implement that maybe you haven't quite yet, that's going to feel really good. And the veil is going to come off of your eyes and you're going to say, this is what it's like to be a CEO of my business. I know what's going on. I have vision into my business, and you're going to fly. You're going to fly. You will. Okay. So last but not least is the very most important thing is to pray over your business, right? Like he is able to do more than we can ask or imagine. Pray that every day. Father, I pray that you would bless my business today, and not for me and not for my riches, but I pray that I would honor you with my business. And just have that conversation, you guys. Have that conversation. If you're a believer, then it's okay to pray about your business, and I hope you are, and pray passionately. So that is what I have for you. Janelle, I didn't talk too fast. I feel like I talked kind of slow.
Mic drop, like repeated mic drop, like 20 of them. That was amazing. Thank you. I had so, like I was writing so fast. I'm glad that you didn't talk fast because I would never have been able to keep up with you, but it was all just flowing. It was amazing. Does anybody have any questions from what you were just like? Yeah. Hi. Wow. And just, you know what I think really hits home the most is how passion driven you are about each one of the things that you shared. and how important, how much weight you put on all of those things. Jimmy says, great stuff. I agree. And you know that comment, like there's nothing new under the sun. We know a lot of these things, but sometimes we need a reminder of stuff like this, right? Like I loved what you said about under an abundance mindset, that the secret sauce to this business is pray, work, and learn. Like we talk about how our business is simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. And so you totally hit that. I love how you said it was like the secret sauce. I love that. Does anybody have any questions? I don't need to talk because that was like amazing.
Oh, you guys are sweet.
Absolutely amazing. Or are you guys all as awestruck as I am? You guys kind of get why she double ranked, hey? Like, I would sign up for something if she asked me to. Like, if you gave me a cup of coffee, I think I'd be like, sure, I don't drink coffee, but I'll take the coffee because you just seem really passionate about it. And that's awesome, right?
Passion really does sell. It really does. That's why I tell my team to do voice text. Like, do voice text all the time, voice text. They have to hear you. You have to jump off the screen.
Yes, unless you are like not passionate, then save the voice text later because people will hear that from you.
Yeah, use exclamation points instead.
Diana says, how do you have team parties when we are miles and miles between us?
I mean, I guess I don't know how far miles and miles are. This last weekend, we drove 2.5 hours to be together. And I mean, if you're talking 8 hours, like that's a challenge. You're not going to be able to do that monthly for sure. But can you get a few people together? Do you have anybody local? I mean, work with whatever you can make work with, but get in front of as many people as you can get in front of, get them together. You want your downline sidelines talking. Unless they're negative, then you don't want them talking to anybody. But if they're like positive people, like you want them talking and building together, because those relationships are what hold people during the hard times and the discouragements that we know will come with this business. We need them to be hard and fast and sewed into our team. And getting in front is what helps. What's awesome. A Plexus party? Yeah. A Plexus party is online. It's basically like a launch party online, like a 30-minute thing with testimonies and triplex. So I don't know if you guys know the Sapphire Ambassador, Brooke Kleberger. She's maybe not super well known, but super sweet and super wise. She's from Ohio here. And she does Plexus parties, and she shared them with us, and my team's just kind of taken off with them. So we created like a template page. So we have like Plexus party template page, and then they just go in and copy and paste, you know, into their party. So we're doing a contest where it's like, who can do the most Plexus parties? You're going to get this blah, blah, blah prize, because we want people to grow their networks. That's kind of where we're at right now. People need to grow their networks. We always do, but it seems like a lot of people are at the same place.
Awesome. I love that. And we typically do one of those every week as a team, but I wonder if maybe what we need to start doing is stop doing the big ones and be like, here, everybody go do your own, go do the things.
Yeah.
Right? That would
develop those people. Yeah.
Step out of that, like step out of your comfort zone and into the discomfort and into the growth, because it's easy enough to let the leaders do it and maybe have one person or two people, but yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Yes, we just recently did that in the last couple months. We're like, okay, we always have the same people, the same like 8 people that we go between. We want somebody else. And you know, we found a jewel of a girl who's, she just hit gold recently, but she is so knowledgeable about the products. We're like, had no idea you had that skill, had no idea you could speak that well. You're our go-to girl now. So it's like, you know, it's like finding a diamond in the rough. You don't know what strengths they have. It's kind of fun.
You never know where your diamonds are.
It's a 30-minute posting on Facebook.
There you go. See, and we do our Zoom, so let's do that.
How fun is the name Jimmy Lou? That is so cute.
She's an emerald on our team, and she's got a beautiful face.
She was on.
She was wearing a beautiful cheetah print shirt. There she is.
There she is. Oh yeah, she's fun.
She is. Awesome. Awesome. Well, hey, if you guys have any other questions for Kari, I'm sure that we can pass them along. Thank you so much. I know that your day was crazy beans, but so appreciate your servant heart and your willingness to just really uphold our One Plexus culture and come speak into us tonight. This was just absolutely a gift. And I know that everybody who is watching this on the recording is going to feel exactly the same way. So thank you so much, my friend. Blessings to you guys. Have a great week, you guys. Go out, do all the things. And I am going to go and start thinking about figuring out how to make a habit tracker. I'm super excited about that. You guys know how much I love planners and all things stationery and highlighters and pens. Kari, like I can't even contain myself. I know you're with me, girl. Like Kari Lemieux is sitting there just like, I'm thinking about it too. I know she knows. All right. Thank you so much, you guys. Have a great night. Take care.